What's going on, family? As you can see, the market is still pumping like crazy. So now we talked about these options that we were in yesterday, right? When I tell you they are on fire, family, I'm kid you not. We hit the home run again. So you know what I gotta do. You know what I gotta do. I gotta tell you something, family. I'm gonna be back at the soundboard soon. I'm gonna be back at the soundboard quite soon. But I might have to play a little clip for you, family. I might have to play a little clip for you. So listen, the Bears is on a t-shirt. Listen, they crying for their mama right now. The Bears is on a shirt, and I gotta play a little clip for you. Hold up. Let me go and show you something real quick before we set up the charts. I gotta play a little clip for you. This one's a classic, right? This one is a classic. Let me make sure that you can see the right thing. Oh, here we go. This was a classic.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
We did
You're going to be the next president.
we did it, Joe. Hold up. What Keenan, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm talking about another home run, baby. Another home run. We did it, Joe. Yo, hold up. Kamala Harris, let me hear that again because I think I didn't hear you right. Say that one more time.
We did it. We did it, Joe.
We did it, Joe. You love to see it, right? You love to see it. So now, with that being said, let's go over here to Mumu. Now, why am I using Mumu? The stock market is up so freaking much. So I want to say this too, right? My stop loss on that SPY option, I keep showing you in Keenan's trades. I have to go and move my stop loss again. I have to go and move it again. So I'm going to post this stop loss move to Keenan's trades. Because remember, say yes in the chat if this has happened to you. We talked about this in the past. But have you been the type of person to be way positive in a trade and hold on to it too long because you haven't had proper risk management? Have that happened to you? So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move my stop loss again. Now, if this thing kicks me out early, it is what it is, right? But I'm up 100%. So I'm fine with that. I could always get back into a trade. So I'm going to move my stop loss again. And like I always do, I'm going to show you the receipts on it, and I'm going to put it on the Discord, aka KG's University, on Keenan's trades, so you can see, okay, where is the new stop loss? Where is the new stop loss? And I'm going to link it to the old stop loss so you can see the change, right? I'm linking it to the old stop loss so you can see the change. So now my old stop loss was on 1250. Now I upped my stop loss. I modified it to 1375. It's now on 1375. So I want you to be able to see that and you to be able to recognize how to lock in and keep them profits going when the market is just pumping up like this. So you could get kicked out in profit. Sometimes these things will run after again, but that ain't none of our concern. Our concern is to protect our profits. That's the goal here, right? That's the point of this. So now there's another one I gotta go up my stop loss on too. Let me just make sure that I'm paying close attention. Not that one, because yo, family, I'm telling you this, back in all around, you got to make sure that you prepared and not surprised. Okay, so now let me go and see this. Maybe did I? Let me see. Let me go and see this, and let me increase this stop loss. Because again, we gotta protect the profits, right? It's a rookie mistake to not do that. It's a rookie mistake, and we ain't trying to make those kind of mistakes. Not this late in the game. If you know, you know. We ain't trying to make the mistakes this late in the game. All right, and I gotta go because again, you gotta remember I'm in two Patreons at this point. So the first one, everybody here is KG University for the gifted, but I do have to show the Stock Squad Discord that I did increase the stop loss. Let me do that real quick. I got you. Increased. Again. See above. All right, cool. So we all set and we all good. So now, you said SoFi is going crazy. I just loaded up on SoFi yesterday. If you got into SoFi with me, let me know. Again, I can't tell you what to buy. Yo, hold up. I gotta highlight this one. The king of receipts. That's who I want to be known as. That's who I want to be known as. This is how I move. I try to say, yo, look, the receipts here, receipts there. I'm trying to bring you all of the receipts, family. Because again, it's so many people that be lying out here, and I'm honestly fed up of it. I'm fed up of it. People just talking, but they don't show you nothing. You know what I'm saying? I do want to understand though. There is an instance of this where you said we get in here, we get into play. Yeah, I'm looking, family. I'm looking. But there is an instance of sometimes some stuff just ain't your business. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it makes sense to show the receipts. Some stuff just ain't your business. Let's keep it real, right? But other than that, let's show the receipts. So now I'm watching it and I'm looking at the SPY right now. I'm gonna go throw her in the gamble zone. I gotta use Moomoo, like I was saying. If you don't have Moomoo, download it so you can see what's up, right? You gotta be able to use that trailing stop loss. It's important. So now, let's go and let's see this. Let's zoom in some, right? Let's expand this so we can get a better look at these candles. They setting us up real nice for a little squeeze position right here. Not like a short squeeze or nothing like that. I want to show you what I'm talking about, how you got a peak and a valley, right? So we're going to go put this in the gamble zone, nice and clean. It's honestly one of the cleanest I've seen. So a horizontal line, this one's going to be so easy. Current moving candle is green. You can see it right here. Bottom is here. And then top is here. Right? Nice and easy. But I want to say this. We are in the midst of a news catalyst. We're in the midst of a news catalyst. What is that news catalyst? It's actually a lagging catalyst. And what is that? The Fed talking about yesterday how they were going to basically potentially decrease the rates, right? Decrease rates. So, family, that's honestly intense and nuts to see and think about, right? And I'm gonna show y'all something funny, right? So this ain't funny, but this is the truth. Somebody had asked me, and I had showed everybody in the Discord yesterday, right? I showed everybody in the not everybody, but if you were in the calls and puts chat yesterday, I had showed something, and I was like, yo, this might blow your mind, but y'all family, so I'm gonna put it on your radar, right? And I'm gonna show you. You know what? Put a flame emoji in the chat if you didn't see it, so then I can show you right here, right now. I'm gonna show you right here, right now. And somebody had asked me the other day. They were like, "Yo, Keenan, what are your qualifications? How could you be talking about the stock market when you're not a hedge fund manager and you're not da 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 da, right?" So throw some flame emojis in the chat, family. If I see them, I'm gonna show you something. I want to see at least 30 of them. 30 of them. And I'll show you something that might blow your mind. Somebody say, "Yo, Keenan, what's your qualifications?" Right? I'm gonna show you some qualifications, all right. I'm gonna show you some qualifications, all right. How you giving people financial advice? I don't give financial advice. I make money on the market. And I'm seeing. Let me count these up. Let me count. Hold on. Let me go through my. Let me go through my money. No, not my money. My flame emojis that's rolling in the chat. Now, all right. I see some. I don't see enough yet, so I ain't gonna do it. We chilling in the gamble zone right now. But we are basically spring loaded. What we would like to see is, and let me again. You already know what time it is. A breakout towards the upside. However, you got to understand, with the market pushing up like this, we very likely gonna have some type of pullback in the short term. But the momentum up is so strong that you kind of would be out of pocket for betting against it too early. Oh, I'm seeing more. I'm seeing more of the emojis coming in. I don't know if that's 30 just yet. That's not clearly 30. Maybe it is. Okay. All right. So family, I'm gonna show you this. And people say, Keenan, man, what's your qualifications? How could you be telling people about the stock market? Da 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 da. Listen, I won't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, but I make money on the market, and this ain't a game. This is not a game. So look, all right, I see over 30, and I'm showing you this not to brag, but to show you a lot of these people on the market are making money, and they telling people how to move here and there and there. But family, I'll show you some qualifications. Keenan, what are your qualifications? My qualifications is that I'm making more money on the stock market than a lot of these financial advisors that's telling you how to make money. And I'm doing it with the big dogs in an easy way, exactly like I told you. You can look at this one. Look at that. Hold up. I might even have to zoom down. Family, it's mean and green over here. Look at that. 60, 20, 11, 40, 48, 6, 83. You see this, family? Hold up, let me go back. And again, I'm not showing you this to brag. I'm showing you this to show you what's possible. I want you to see that in just different plays, just in gains, the money that people earn in a year, just it could be done. It could be done. When I was talking to y'all on a live stream earlier, and somebody was like, "Man, Keenan, you don't have to do this no more." I don't. I don't. But I do it because I want to show you what could be done. And this is one account. This is one account. I'm not going to get too crazy. I'm going to leave it there. But I just wanted to show you that so you can see what's possible. So now let's get back to over here and let's look at the charts. And let's see how we can make some more money. And notice how even with all of this said and done, people still ask me, and you notice that I never show stuff like that. Keenan, what are your qualifications? My qualifications is I'm making more money on the market than your financial advisor. That's my qualification. But I don't feel the need to justify it. You know what I'm saying? So I never do it. I never do it. I just keep doing what I do. So, all right. Now, we still pushing towards the upside. I'm looking at Moomoo now, and I was telling y'all to download it because, again, I want you to have the tools that I have. I want you to be able to get into the mindset that you could get success, right? You could have the success. You got to believe that. You got to believe that you could do it right. And you got to go through the steps: education, risk-free testing, testing with a low amount, and then scaling it up and testing with a big amount. So now, Aaliyah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Listen, come on now. That's love. That's love. The love always outweighs the hate. The money outweighing the hate too at this point. But I'm humble. So let's get it. So now let's look. I'm going back and I want to see what certain call options are and what they cost. Right? So I'm thinking about the 475. Remember, we kind of go $2 out the money. $2 out the money. And that's right. That's why I don't do it. That's why I don't feel the need. Because I don't want to be looking like I'm bragging or nothing like that. I want to look and show you that, hey, you could really make money on this market. And people don't hear me and they don't believe it. I guess they don't see it. But hey, I show y'all the family. And I promise you, if I show something like that on YouTube, my subscribers would be jumping up. Patreon numbers would be jumping up. But it ain't about that. It ain't about that. It's about showing you how things could really be done and how you could make some money out here. Yo, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I see as a win. KG, thank you for helping me fix my retirement nest. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I want to see you really be able to look at your own account and say, yeah, this is making more than I was making at my day job. I want you to be able to see that, but it just takes time. It takes time. So now what I'm going to do is, again, I'm on Moomoo. Like I was saying, download it so you can have the tools that I'm about to use. The market's running up so much that if you don't have something on like a trailing stop loss, it's very likely to give back all of the gains that you made. Hold up, I got to read this one. My dog Alex said, I made 2K in a matter of 2 days. My girl made 15 in less than a week. You see what I'm saying? People don't even believe this stuff is true. They don't believe it's true. Why? Because they never really look to learn. They never really look to learn. Like for example, we all human. We all wanted to just jump into some calls. The market's been on fire, but we see that it didn't confirm, and we stuck in the gamble zone, right? I know that it's red. I usually have it blue. Let me put it back blue so we can see it as normal, right? I know we like things to be uniform. Gamble zone looking blue. This is it right here, right? You could see that in the charts. I want to ask you a quick question. Yes or no? Let me see how I want to put this, but the answer is going to be yes or no. Did we get a confirmation to get into some calls? Did we get into a confirmation to get into some calls? Yes or no? Yo, listen, you've been rocking with me, Brennan. You've been rocking me for a long time. The technicals win again. You see, you know what I'm thinking. You basically answer the question right here. That's what I'm talking about. You said the methods is really crazy effective. When you have a set of rules, there's so much money to be made. That's why I wish that, exactly, I'm seeing all of the no's rolling in. I wish that I would have, if I could go back in time, you know how you really shouldn't get caught up in the past, right? It's not a good idea. But if I could go back in time, I would introduce more people to the technicals, but not because, oh man, I got some type of regret. It's just that I could see it, but I couldn't see that others couldn't see it. You know, understand what I'm saying? Like, you know how sometimes you see somebody going down the wrong path. You might see, like, I don't know, whether it be in the media or somebody in your family or somebody who's younger, and you can see they're going down the wrong path. Whatever the wrong path is, I can't tell you what it is, but whatever the wrong path is, you can say, yo, I could see where this ends up if you stay moving like this. You know what I'm saying? If I could go back, I seen where it would end up, but I wish I could have introduced more people into the technicals because, again, the technicals win again. We didn't get the confirmation. The confirmation on a breakout is a candle that lives totally above, a green candle, totally above the blue line at the top of the gamble zone, the top of the early entry for a call line, right? So when I think about stuff like that, it makes me think of 2021. It makes me think of 2020, where people was making a lot of money, but then they didn't know how to read the charts. They didn't know how to say, yo, you know what? This is how I would get in. This is how I would get out of a play. And I'm telling you, I've been walking you through, like, basically, if you've been following me on this call I'm doing, right, the SPY one, I've been kind of hand holding you basically all the way through it. The one that's up 100%, where I'm showing you, hey, look, I'm putting my stop loss up. And I want to actually just really keep helping you with that because I think it's so important. You said you added the live to your Google Calendar. Again, family, I'm talking about we taking real live lessons and live sessions. That's crazy important. But again, like the family said, you said I literally made a playbook. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. I'm telling you, up and down. The technicals win again. The technicals win again. I wanted to jump into a call, but I know that that's not my chart speaking. That's my heart speaking. It's my chart speaking, not my heart speaking. So, all right, we got a question, and let's see what this one is. So, all right, I understand how you put the gamble zone, but sometimes I don't. Or why you put the gamble zone there instead of at a different level. So, check this out. Depending on when you open up your charts, your gamble zone might be a little bit different. Why? It's going to be a little different for the sole fact that you're using what I call the current moving candle, right? The current moving candle. If you started and you did yours in the pre-market, your current moving candle could have been like over here, right? It could have been over here, and then your gamble zone would have been a little different, right? But we're using the most up-to-date support and the most up-to-date resistance, which in this case is a double top. Yo, that's, get the bag, man. Get the bag. Average $500 a day. All started with, yo, come on, man, get that bag. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. I love to see it. I love to see it. Patience is key. Patience is key. You say you're learning so much. Thank you. Come on now. Now, I want to say this too, right? Everybody, everybody and their mother, and I want to just really, really keep it real and keep it raw with you, loves a bull market, including myself. But how I just showed you this, right? And I'm not going to keep showing this. I just want to just put it up one more time to just really drive a point home. Something like this is not built in a bull market, right? Something like this is not built in a bull market where you got all of this, all of these gains, right? In this one account. It's not built in a bull market. What you got to do is you got to be able to hold your nose, right? Hold your nose and buy it. Apple, Tesla, VOO, VTI, Microsoft, right? Hold your nose. Because in the market, sometimes you don't need, and this is investing, you don't need a strong mind at times. Sometimes you just need a strong stomach because your strong mind might get you into overthinking. You know where you need your strong mind? In trading. That's where you need your strong mind. That's where you got to really put thought and really think hard about the trades. This stuff is done in a bull market. This stuff is done in a bear market. So you can make money in all markets. And this is why I'm trying to show you this. This is why, and somebody had said something I found to be silly. They had said to me, they were like, yo, Keenan, why you stop making videos when the markets was down? I'm like, bro, I was here. You didn't show up. I've been here. You know what I'm saying? The whole family know that. I've been here. I've been showing up every day on YouTube, showing up every day in the Discord, showing up every day, or even every Tuesday and Thursday on the live streams. You know what I'm saying? Every other Wednesday, I'm on the Stock Squad live streams. Like, I've been here. Don't disappear when we get back to another bear market. And we might have a long time until then. I would love for that. But I want you to remember that to build that long term out, that's in the bear markets. That's in the bear markets, family. So I say that to say we chilling in the gamble zone right now, but I got a question for you, baby. I got a question for you. Could you put an apple in the chat for me? I'm talking about an apple emoji or the word, whatever it is. I'm hearing that apple. While we chilling in the gamble zone for now, hit $200. Yo, I need the Don DeMarco button. I'm going to have it back soon, family. I'm going to have it back soon. My Don DeMarco button. I'm hearing they hit 200. According to this chart, we are ever so shy of $200. Come on now. Yep, they saying facts. The bear market hooked me up. Come on now. Come on now. Yep, every day. That's what I'm talking about. The bear market is where you see people like Mark Zuckerberg. You see people like Elon Musk, they wealth drop down a significant amount. We jump in on their stocks and ride the wave up. You understand? I'm seeing the apples rolling in the chat. Shout out to Corey, my dog. I see you, big dog. Come on now. Come on now. Kenya, Joel, I see you, family. I see you. Apples in the chat, baby. Apples in the chat. Apple. I think I seen an article the other day that said that Apple is not only the biggest company of all time, but these two go hand in hand. Oh yeah, Don DeMarco, come on now. These two go hand in hand. They saying that Apple might be the most successful. I don't want to misquote somebody, but the most successful stock of all time. But makes sense. It's the biggest company. Come on now. I see you. I see you, fan. Shout out to SJ. Come on now. I see you, Sammy. Let's get it. Let's go back real quick to the SPY and see. So what would I be looking at? So again, I'm on Moomoo when I told you that. What I'm gonna do here is I'm literally gonna walk you through. Now, I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. I gotta say that. I'm not your financial advisor. However, I'm somebody who's making money on the market, and I want to show you how to do it because I've been doing it, and I'm gonna show you the tools that I'm using to do it. And remember, the trailing stop is important today. The reason being, the market has pumped up so crazy. It's pumped up so crazy that we gotta make it make sense. It has to make sense. We need a trailing stop loss in case it starts to pull back. Because again, a lot of these hedge funds, a lot of these different kind of institutions, they looking to take some of that profit. They looking to take some of it. They already made enough money so they could lock in. Oh yeah, look at us, we killed it this year, right? They made a lot of money that way. We killed it so they could go and onboard some new people, some new retirement accounts, some new school districts, some new things like that, that put all of the teachers' retirement accounts into like one fund and try to grow it. So all right, so now what I'm looking for is a 475 call option on the SPY with the expiration today, right? I did not get it yet. Let's keep in mind, but I like to have things queued up. I'm on Moomoo. So I'm going to share this with you, right? So you can see where I am, right? I'm going to share this with you so you can see where I am and what I'm doing here. Because I told you what I would do is I would jump in on this and basically kind of hold your hand through it. So now, on Moomoo, this is how Moomoo looks on my screen right now when I just took the screenshot. So at the very top, right at the very top, and this is why I'm telling you, if you haven't downloaded this, family, download it so that I can walk you through it, so you can see what I'm doing with the trailing stop. So up here, there's a magnifying glass, and I click on that, and then I type in this over here, SPY, SPY. If you don't see the magnifying glass at the top of your screen, what you got to do is you got to go and click on, let me see, Moomoo. Honestly, it's everywhere. It's basically everywhere. Yeah, so it's on all of the screens. Click on the magnifying glass in the top right. I scroll to the bottom. Remember, I'm on SPY. I scroll to the bottom, and I'm going to click this button right here called Options, right? So I go back. Let me go back to the SPY, SPY. I'm going to click on this button on the bottom called Options. And then I'm going to send this to you. Let me just screenshot this and this. And I'm going to send both of these to you because, again, I told you on the live, or actually on the YouTube video, that I will walk you through it so you can see how it's done. Because you got to learn, man. You got to learn in a way that you feel comfortable. Because if you're not comfortable trading, there's two things I want you to do. The first thing is to stop trading. The first thing is to stop trading. That's a simple one. The second thing that you'll need to do is learn. Put the time into learn where buttons are, right? I know it sounds simple because it is, and you need to do it. If you don't know where the buttons are, you're going to be hurting yourself and you're going to pay tuition. And I promise you. So stop trading, learn where buttons are. That's the first thing I need you to do if you're not comfortable. Now, to go past that and get to the next step, what I need you to do if you're not comfortable is you really got to trade lower amounts. And it's okay. You're like, oh man, I could have made all this money. Trade lower amounts. Trade lower amounts. I promise you, you got to get some proficiency, some fluency. So now here, when you get to here, I clicked on the word options, right? I clicked on the word options right here. So at first I clicked on, hold up, let me see, this is moving. I don't, okay, yeah, I see what's going on here. So all right, boom. I clicked on this magnifying glass. I clicked on SPY. I clicked on the word options down here. And then now I can see this. Now this might confuse you when you first look at it, but I promise you it is worth your time if you want to be a profitable trader to get used to looking at the, not just the calls or not just the puts, looking at all of them together. So where is the screen? I scrolled down. I clicked options and I had scrolled down. So you could kind of see it here, right? All calls, puts, you could kind of see it here. So if I scroll down, I can see the strikes, I can see the price, the ask, the bid. So on one side I got calls, on the other side I got puts. You gotta train your brain and go through it. You gotta train your brain and go through it and say, I need to be looking at both sides of the coin. And it's gonna be a little confusing for like a week. But once you get past that, you're gonna level up. So here we go. The current price of the SPY when I took this screenshot is right here in the middle. It's 472.9, right? 472.9. So on one side, I got the call options. On the other side, I got the put options. Notice the put options, the price is in the red because they're getting smoked. The calls, we've been going up. So then they're green. Right, these are the options chains, and you can look at it. The strikes are in the middle. So if I'm looking at call options and I'm looking out of the money, I can see the 73, the 74, the 75. Notice I like to go $2 out of the money. So I'm looking at the 74 right now. What I'm going to do is, and again, family, class is in session. Put the headphones in the chat because I'm trying to show you how this works and how to do it so you can know where the buttons are and get comfortable. So I like the 75. And this is why I want you to, and I'm going to show you the power of looking at things on both sides right now. I'm looking $2 out of the money. If I'm looking at a call, I'm looking for higher prices. So we got 472. I go to 473, 474, and I look over here, and I can see that it's $57, $58 for the ask. That's really what I would have to pay, right? So if I had to pay that $58, that's fine because it gives me a chance to put a stop loss on 5%, 10%, 15%. It's not too small where my stop loss won't mathematically make sense. Like how you gonna, if you get an option, let's go to something crazy. Like notice this one down here, the 77, 477. You could jump into that, but how you gonna put a 10% stop loss on something that costs 8 cents? It is not gonna work. How you gonna put a 20%, 15%, 7% stop loss? It's not gonna work. But when something is like this, when you look up here at the 474 and it's $58, oh, now I can put a 10% stop loss on that. Now I can put a 15% stop loss, a 12%. It makes sense now. So I look $2 out of the money for the calls, or the puts, I go in the opposite direction. So this is the price. $2 out of the money is about 470, and I look at the price. 17, 18, nah, that's not enough. So I go to a higher price. 35, 34, okay. So if I went and got a put, I would get the 471 put, and I would have to pay 35 to try to ride the wave down very quickly. Or if I went to buy a call, then I would have to buy this $2 out of the money, 474 for $58. But I'm looking at it both different ways. You say your prices are on different sides. Again, what I want you to do is just sit with it. When you first see it, it's not gonna look pretty. It's gonna look like, whoa, too much information overload. But when you sit with it, that's when you're gonna say, okay, now I'm getting more comfortable. Because then you can fly through the dates above that are up right here. December 15th, 18th, 19th, 20, right, 21. And you can say, yo, these 0 day to expiring today, way too risky for me. You could just change your dates and then just see how the prices change for the same exact option. The 474, you're looking at it, okay, 58, boom, December 15th, December 18th, December 19th, and you can scroll through it, and then that is how you can see what's going on here. So when I jump in, you said this is a screenshot, not live. Yeah, this is a screenshot right here. I didn't want to be moving it around and had the numbers changing on you. Way too much information at once. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the charts real quick again, see if we're still in a gamble zone. And now that you see that a little bit, and I want you to rewatch that so you can see how that really works, right? Because class is really in session here. I can see that we're in a gamble zone still. We have not broken out. It's still being respected. It went up, touched the top of the gamble zone, came down, touched the bottom of the gamble zone. We have not broken down. We have not broken up. So since we're chilling in here and we didn't get either of these two, and again, they're not guarantees, but they are statistical in such that they put the odds in your favor, right? You could still lose after a confirmation, but they work way more than they don't. So, okay. What I'm doing is we're near the bottom of the gamble zone. I'm going to go right back to my options chains, look at the strikes that are in the middle, pay close attention here so you can see how I'm picking the strike. I see that we're at 472. That's the current price. And let me click on it on your screen so I can see it too. So we're looking at the price, 472 at the time of that screenshot. Since I'm looking for puts, I'm just looking up two. 1, 2. All right, boom. It's $35. If I see the confirmation, meaning if I'm looking at the charts and I see a confirmation like this, a candle that lives totally below, not like this, not kind of on it, right? Totally below, and it closes out. Then that's when I know, okay, it's time for me to go look at the put option, not the call. That's $2 out of the money, right? Meaning, since this is a put, I'm looking at the 471. It's $35. It's in the range that I like, between 30 and 70, right? For a 0 day to expire option, between 30 and 70. I could put an appropriate stop loss on it. I could buy more if I need to, but this is what makes sense. So now, what I would do, since I'm not in it yet, is I would just click on it, the 471, I would just click on it and open it up, right? I open it up, and let me share this screenshot with you so you can see what I'm doing here. Let me just send this over too. All right. So again, this is me showing you how to use it so you can use that trail and stop, and it can really protect your money, and you can really stop getting smoked, because that's really what I want for you. I want you to actually earn. So, okay, now that I got this up, you can see, you see this, it says order type. So what did I do, right? Let me go back. I said I was looking at the put. I didn't get the put. I'm just looking at it, and I want to know the price. It was 35 when I clicked it, so I would click right here. We're near the put option range, right? We're near the put option range. So let me go here. We're near the bottom of the gamble zone. Didn't confirm. So I just got to get, I forget what they call this. Oh, it's called a formative assessment. So when you're teaching in schools, it's called a formative assessment. The formative assessment means, let me just check that you're picking up what I'm putting down. Put a 1 in the chat if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Put a 2 in the chat if you're not. And I'm going to just restate what I'm saying. We're near the bottom of the gamble zone, so I'm looking at puts. We're near the bottom of the gamble zone, I'm looking at the put side. $2 out of the money, so I could get an appropriate stop loss on it, between the price, and I can see it in red, of 30 and 70. That makes sense. I'm using Moomoo because I want to use their trailing stop loss because the market has ran up so much that I don't want to get smoked. So now, why $2? Because it gives me that price usually on the SPY between 30 and 70. That's why. So now that I see, thank you for that, family. I see y'all rolling in, showing me you picking up what I'm putting down. Because when you really focus on this, family, you can really be successful. So now, okay, let's go back to the charts. I didn't jump into the put, but I have it queued up. What do I mean by having it queued up? I mean that I actually went and clicked on it, since I'm looking at the put. $2 out of the money for the put is 35 when I clicked it, so I just click on this, the 471 strike, right? So I can have it on my screen and I can be ready like a sniper. A sniper is somebody who's just waiting for the right point to let it go. You don't want to be a machine gun in options. You want to be more like a sniper. So in being a sniper, you got to have the right option queued up. So when you look at it, I clicked on it, and this is the 471 put with the expiration of today, 23 December 14th, right? 2023 December 14th on the SPY. And the price when I took this screenshot was 40, right? The price when I took the screenshot was 40. Now it's 39. It's moving a little bit, but I can see it and I'm watching it. The limit price means I'm only willing to buy it at this low price or not at all. I could change that right here to a market order and just buy it at whatever price because I'm kind of desperate to jump in, but I'm not going to do that. Now, here, the contracts. This is really all you have to do is to ask yourself, how many contracts do you want to buy? Is it one? You'll spend $40. Is it two? You'll spend $80, right? But, and look at this. Watch how simple this is. The price is 40 or 0.4. If I buy one of them, you look down here, I'm going to spend $40. Many of us, what we got to do is this. Start taking $40 trades instead of $4,000 trades. Why am I saying that? Because I promise you, when you put too much money in, and confirm this with the yes in the chat if this has happened to you, when you put too much money in, you lose. When you put too much money in, you lose. And this is how you lose. You were right and got scared, sold it low, and then it ran off without you. Did that happen? Why does that happen? You put too much money in. If that's happened to you, confirm with that in the chat. I'm telling you, you put way too much money in. You say, yo, the charts is telling me to run this. You put in 4 G's. Your whole account is 6 G's. You put in 4. This thing dropped down from your $6,000 account, dropped down to 3,000. You like, oh my God. You let it go. Next thing you know, yo, if I would have held on to that, I would have been up $10,000. Why do these things happen? Because you over leveraged. You put too much in, and then your heart is like, I can't take this kind of a loss. I cannot take it. And then you get out when you were right all along. So we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. So we got to go with lower amounts. And I tell you that to tell you this. If you see a $40 trade and you want to try to do it, take the $40 trade. Just take the $40 trade. Because again, it's not about the physical money that you're making at this point. It's about changing your psychology. You got to rewire your brain. You got to rewire your brain to trust the charts. Trust the charts. How do you do that? By having consistency. Your competence is going to create that confidence. You understand? Your competence is going to create that confidence. So, okay, now we're looking back at the charts. I'll show you in a second. But I do have this queued up, right? I got it queued up on my phone, right? But you can see kind of the same similar things over here. I got it queued up where I got it set to 1, right? I'm not even going to increase it. I got it set to 1 because class is in session. When you get into smaller trades, even if you lose, you can see why you lose, right? You can see why you lose, and you can say, okay, I lost due to a false breakout. You got to be more objective. The thing about the market, and I was trying to tell everybody this, and okay, yeah, we breaking down, right? We breaking down. We didn't totally confirm yet, but it's looking like we're breaking down. I do want to give you a quick, let's call it detail, a quick minor, I say a big detail. We are very near a floor, right? We are very near a floor. You can see this right here. So you see how we're breaking down, but then you want to ask yourself how far down, right? The way down ain't really that far. And we're in a bull market, regardless of what people want you to know. My dog said I can't same day trade, so it's $200. You should be able to, Crystal. You might have to just open it up more. Yep, a lot of us saying, hey, it sounds exactly like me. Family, I'm telling you that. I'm telling you, we all been there. We all have been there where we have done something that was a little foolish and we put too much money in and we shouldn't have did that. So, okay, now, technically we still didn't break down yet. Yo, you said 2021 was all tuition. Family, some people still paying them loans back. And by loans, I mean, you loaned your money out to the market, paying that tuition. And I get it. We all been there. We all have been there. But it's up to us to really try to learn to stick to the technicals. And then I want to say this too. When you become a master technician, I need you to level up even more than that. Notice this is not confirmed yet. You could have played it hot and played it a little early, but I'm not playing this one hot. We already played it hot and made it a lot. When you keep playing it hot, what you're going to do is you're going to eventually get into some bad habits. I've formed bad habits in the past, but I can't do that. Listen to TJ too, by the way. How do you paper trade on Moomoo? They have paper trading on Moomoo. Ask me that in the Discord, family. Like, tag me in that. I'm not going to get into that right now. But tag me in that in the Discord so that we can get back to you. Best professor, I appreciate you, family. Because, again, tell me this. How many of us, and I think I might have asked this question, how many of us, we wanted to just jump into call options as soon as the market open, right? You just want to jump into call options. I'm one of them. I seen it, but I know that's my heart speaking to me because I seen the market pumping up in the morning, right? Pumping up, pumping up. But I put the gambles on in there, and it's been being respected ever since the market opened. I wanted to jump in them calls, but I know I can't do that. That's my heart speaking to me. You said, yeah, tuition. You said last year. Yep. Follow me since 2020. Learn every stream. Come on now. Appreciate you, family. How can you day trade more than 3 times a week? There's many ways. Open up new accounts is one way. Open up new accounts. You gotta stop being afraid of expanding your horizon. Let me show y'all something real quick. So while we still chilling in this gamble zone, we have not confirmed down yet. We might confirm down soon. We haven't done it yet. Even though we know the floor is not that far. But yeah, if you're blowing up your account, shout out to the GOAT right here, TJ the GOAT. TJ my dog for real. If you're blowing your account, step back, paper trade. Again, if you're blowing your account, you are doing it wrong and you are funding some hedge fund manager's college. My dog said, I know I was ready to jump into some calls. Me too, family. Me too. Oh yeah, shout out to the big dog Fred, man. That's my dog. He just recently got over 100,000 followers on Twitter. Big dog right here. Put 100 in the chat for Fred, man. That's amazing. Love to see it, big dog. And you know, I follow you on there. I'm watching the journey, big dog. I love to see it. I want to just honor you real quick with that. Put 100 in the chat for my dog Fred, for real. Keenan for the comment, man. Yo, come on, man. That's love. It's only right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 100 in the chat for my dog. He a real one, family. Real one, for real. And again, you see all the love. Hundreds rolling in, because not everybody is envious on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Some of us, we actually want to see other people succeed. We want to see other people succeed. We love seeing others succeed. When you see others succeed, it's a blessing to them. And it shows you what you could do. You know what I mean? Look, all the love rolling in, for real, for real. So now, okay, on the charts, we have the potential for a confirmation candle. However, it's green, right? It's green. Notice we need it to be red. He said, honey, it's red just for Fred. Let's get it. Come on, man. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it, for real. We do. We do. I'm telling you, it's, yo, come on, yo, hold up. So now that she's jumping back in the gamble zone, notice, and again, the little details here matter. The little details here, they really matter a lot. Right? The little details here, they really matter a lot. But I want you to see this. Notice how the market is not crashing down. The market is not crashing down. This is one thing that I'm thinking, Keenan for president. Yo, family, I admit, if I was the president, I would need y'all to all pray for me, keep me prayed up some, because I think I'd be doing things in such a way that they wouldn't want me to be the president. I'd be here, I'd be trying to teach the kids, and I'm gonna say something that I find, and yo, Fred, you see all of the hundreds coming in? When I tell you the family sticks together in solidarity and we support each other, there ain't no other community like this on the whole internet. There are some good ones, there are some really crazy ones, but this one is love. This one is love, because we not only want to succeed, we want to see each other succeed. We want to see each other succeed, and that's huge. That's so huge. Come on now, straight up. But I want to say this. We got to make sure that we are really, really sticking to the charts. You said, nah, you said they wouldn't vote you in. You got to be a puppet. That's interesting. But if I ended up being a president, I'm telling you up and down, I do some stuff that they will find. They'd be like, yo, what? You're not gonna like this. You're not gonna like this too much if you're a parent, right? Maybe you will. We might think differently. But if you a parent, we might think a little differently, right? I don't have any kids, but one of the first things that I would do is in kindergarten, in first grade, or whatever, preschool, we ain't teaching the kids about dinosaurs, family. We ain't teaching them about dinosaurs. It ain't been one day in my life that knowing anything about a dinosaur made me any money, helped me with any relationships that I have, helped me to be able to navigate through social settings, helped me to be able to pay my taxes. It ain't helped me with none of that. So guess what I would do? I'm taking that out of the curriculum. I'm taking it out. And guess what I'm showing the kids how to do? I would show the kids, instead of learning how to play with dinosaurs and know the name of the triceratops, instead of that, you're gonna learn manners. What? You gonna teach the kid? You ain't gonna teach the kids dinosaurs? No, I'm not. If they interested in dinosaurs, they could go and do that at home. You can go buy your kids some dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. Jurassic Park was dope. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't teaching it in school. I'm not gonna waste your kids' time. I'm teaching your kids how to have manners when they're that young, how to navigate through social situations. You see what I'm saying? Y'all do that dinosaur stuff at home because I want you to be a better person, first of all, because that's going to help you to be able to get a raise when you know how to navigate social settings and you've been practicing since you've been a kid. You know what I'm saying? And then once you get a little older, guess what? I'm taking trigonometry and calculus, I'm throwing them out. If you want to go do that, you go do that at home. You want to go do that, you go learn that on your own time. Guess what I'm putting in? We ain't learning trig. We're learning about taxes. You know how much money you could save in taxes just from understanding it? You know what I'm saying? I know people with millions of dollars worth of real estate that pay $0 in taxes. How you got millions of dollars of something and you paying no taxes? Oh, it's because you understand taxes. Do they teach you that in school? No. They teaching you trigonometry. They teaching you y equals mx plus b. You know what I'm saying? They teaching you Pythagorean theorem. They teaching you stuff like this. I ain't using that today. I'm not using that. I ain't using that. My dog said this. He said, I was taught manners at home. Yeah, you were. Don't you wish more people were taught manners? They should teach it in school. You see what I'm saying? It's more important than dinosaurs. I'm throwing trig out. I'm throwing dinosaurs out. And we putting stuff that could help the kids to be proper adults and be proper citizens. We teaching that in school. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm throwing that stuff out. It's not that it's not important or cool. It's just that it's not necessary. We want to teach people how to have things that are necessary. We want to teach them. And again, I'm taking calculus out, throwing it out. And I'm gonna say, yo, do you know about compound interest? Do you know about compound gains? Right? I'm teaching that instead. I'm teaching y'all that, family, do you realize if you would have put in, I want to say, $1,000 in 2013, all of us here, I'm 32 years old, I'm gonna be 33 soon. All of us here is in like our mid 20s and up. Like everybody here mostly, right? I say 90% of us is in our mid 25s and up. What was you doing in 2013? You was an adult in 2013. Do you realize if you would have put in like $1 into Apple in 2013, which is 10 years ago, you would have had like $11. Wait. $1 to like 11? So you telling me, Keenan? And I had an iPhone back then in 2013, same phone number. You telling me if I would have put in $1,000, then I would have had over $11,000? Yeah. I had $10,000 back then. I put it towards these student loans. Wait, you telling me if I would have put in 10,000, I would have had over 100,000 in Apple? Yes, in 2013. In 2013. Why don't we know this? Why don't we know things like this? It's because they didn't feed us this type of stuff, family. They don't. They don't feed you this type of stuff. They don't feed you this type of thinking. They don't feed you this type of thinking where you going and learning how to make money. So then we got to get on the internet and see people who were thinking like that back then. Do you realize that Warren Buffett, I think he became a billionaire when he became 50 years old, right? That was a long time ago because he about 100 now, but he became a billionaire at 50. So back then he was thinking about that, and now he don't have 1 billion, he got like 100 billion because the market was just going up. You said in 2013 you was 33, purchased your first home but no Apple, so you still doing fine though, at least. You still doing fine. You said I look young, 21? Yeah, I'm 30. I'm 32. I might be 33. You said you was in the 8th grade. You get a pass. You get a pass. Not much of a pass. Lynn, your mom and dad, they ain't getting a pass. You getting a pass. You was in 8th grade. You getting a little pass. You say you keep telling your sons and niece and that all over and over again. I'm telling you, for real. You say you wish you was taught this earlier. I'm telling you, don't you find it suspicious that everybody else, like for example, they knew this stuff was the case. They knew that investing in to companies and stuff like that was how to win, but they not teaching it in school. They want to teach you about dinosaurs and they want to teach you about trigonometry and they want to teach you about calculus. Let's keep it real. All of those things are useful. Knowing dinosaurs, that could be useful. Knowing calculus could be useful. Knowing trigonometry could be useful. But I ain't using it today. I'm using my knowledge of investing. I'm using my ability to have relationships with people, right? I'm using my ability to talk, right? That's another thing. Public speaking. I would teach people that from being young. Public speaking. You gotta know these things from when you're young. When you get older, that's when you can find yourself struggling with things because you haven't had the practice. And then you run into somebody and you're like, yo, man, this person is like a natural at talking to people. You know what I'm saying? Many of you in here, you go to church, for example, and you see, like, I don't know if it's your pastor or whoever, right? Not everybody is going to church, but if you do, you've seen like a pastor, maybe even something like that. You're like, yo, this person is really a really good public speaker, right? And then you're wondering why. It's because they had a lot of formal training and informal training. When you look at pastors and people like that, oftentimes they grew up in the church and they always had a situation where they had to talk to crowds. So then they got to practice from being young. We could replicate that type of stuff with the kids. So if you have kids right now, encourage them to speak to groups. Set up a group. Like if your kid, let's say now, your kid already brainwashed and like dinosaurs, right? It's cool. We gonna use what we got, right? We can't change nothing. We gonna use what we got. When next time that they have a birthday party, set up like 5 minutes for your kids to talk to a crowd and say, hey guys, this is the Triceratops and this is my favorite dinosaur because get them to practice talking to crowds. Get them to practice talking to people. That confidence that they will build up is gonna just graduate them into being a more successful person. I promise you, this is what you gotta do. You understand what I'm saying? To really be thoughtful in the way that you're moving and the way that you're navigating. It's so important. It's so important. He said, not to brainwash kids. Come on. You know these kids is brainwashed. I was brainwashed. You know what's even crazier than I was brainwashed? I bet you that there's still a way that I'm brainwashed that I don't know yet. I bet you there's a way that I'm still brainwashed that I don't know yet. If you could talk to 25-year-old you and you go back, right? And you go back and say, yo, dang, I thought you knew a lot. You'd be like, nah, you didn't know a lot. And you 10 years from now, you're gonna think about you right now and say, man, there was a lot for you to learn. There was a lot for me to learn. He said, Hero, shout out to my dog Hero. He said, Keenan is correct. He said, I learned investing from fellow workers. That was limited. He said, more since retirement with Keenan. Yeah, I'm telling you, being able to talk to people, being able to learn from people. Yo, for real, man. You say, yeah, everybody, we all brainwashed in some way. And when you recognize that, that's the first step to healing it. That's the first step to healing it. We all brainwashed in some way. So, all right, boom. You see how this is back in the gamble zone? So SPY, she's kind of stagnating a little bit. But guess what? We didn't see a breakdown towards the downside. We didn't see a breakdown towards the upside. Yo, I'm telling you. You say you telling the truth? That's why I had to come on to the live streams on the Patreon, because when I was telling the truth in front of everybody, they started taking my videos down. They actually deleted my channel, like all of the videos on my channel. I don't know if y'all remember that. Some of y'all been rocking me for a long time. They deleted like every video. I don't say nothing. I don't curse on here. I don't do nothing crazy. I don't be having no crazy guests on here or nothing crazy like that. I just talk about how I'm making money. And they took down all my videos. And Twitter, I was trending, and they were talking about free Keenan Grace, and then YouTube put me back on. Yo, yeah. He said, lower 25-year-old me was heck on wheels. Yo, come on now. Listen. Yo, family, I want to show y'all something that I found to be funny. I might use this in a video. It's a clip. It's like a little skit or something like that. Let me go, because I be compiling these things to use them for my videos to just really make a point. Here it is. Let me see if I can get it to go right. It's about like, let me see. You're going to want to see this one. And if you can, you probably want to share it. And no disrespect, right? No disrespect. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me see if they're going to let me play this or not. Sometimes they don't let me play these videos. If it don't let me play it,
I'll take this line over here.
if it don't let me play it, you're going to have to see it on the YouTube video. So here we go. The joke is, my friend's grandfather, when land was cheap, right? I don't want this to be you, right? I don't want the kids of the next generation to think that this is you. So I'm showing you this while we wait, while this thing is still in the gamble zone, but I'm gonna show you this clip. It's a minute long. But take a look at this.
Okay, I'll take this line over here, and I'll take this one over here. And you said $400 for the 4 acres, right?
Yes, 400.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, I will take the $400 for the 4 acres, my bad, for my son and my daughter, you know. So when they get older, they have something to build on. I don't need fighting over land. So, and I will take the 50 acres tomorrow, if not tomorrow, next week.
Family, and I don't want that to be you. The reason I show you that is to say, when they talking about, man, Apple was cheap, Bitcoin was cheap, the S&P was cheap, and what was your granddad doing when land was cheap? You know what I'm saying? Was he working hard or was he hardly working? So, okay. Now, I'm back on Mumu. I'm thinking that we got the retest right now. We might be able to get our confirmation. We got our retest. Notice, though, we are near a psychological level of support, which is going to be about 470 flat. So with that being said, the way down is not far. The way down is not far. The RSI is sub 50. You can see the RSI line right here. This is 50. It's over there. It's sub 50. If you could look and see this number, it says 45. The RSI is at 45, and the MACD crossed down a long time ago. But yeah, the video is true. Yo, facts. Come on. You said it's funny and sad at the same time. A lot of the funny jokes got an element of truth to them. So now, and I say this, we see a lot of opportunity in this time today. And listen, that joke was talking about how your granddad was just drinking his life up, and you know what I'm saying, doing all of that. But understand that you are very likely somebody's granddad or somebody's grandmom or something. Like eventually you will be, and we don't want them thinking about you that way. We want them thinking like, yo, you know who I'm related to? Boom. Imagine that you met somebody, right? I'm gonna just look something up real quick. I'm gonna look something up. I'm gonna look something up. Do you know a lot of these companies, right, are actually like last names of people? Right? When you look up so many of these companies, like even something like that you wouldn't even think of, like Versace, like that's a last name of a person. When you go and you look up different kind of companies, like Procter and Gamble, Wells and Fargo, like these are people's last names. Imagine you met somebody with the last name Fargo, and you like, yo, I heard that before. That's the bank. Oh yeah, that's my great great granddad. Like, oh, he wasn't the granddad who was drinking it all up and not doing what he's supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? These people who really was making stuff happen. And I want your descendants to think of you like that. Yo, listen, Ford, there we go. That's another one. If you got some other ones, family, put it in the chat. Ford, like, there's so many examples of this where, yep, Procter and Gamble. So many examples of this. Shout out to you, big dog. It's so many examples. And we want our people to think of that. Yo, you know what my granddad was doing? Not Mercedes. There's so many of them companies. But now, this is your chance. This is your chance. And I say that to empower you. That's a good one too. Tesla. Tesla. This one's a little different, right? Nikola Tesla, his family ain't related to the company per se, but that's, you know what I'm saying? That's really what's going on here. That's really what's going on here. Right. McDonald's, that's somebody's last name too, even though they got gypped if you ever look into that story. But you exactly right. Kraft, Lincoln, Johnson and Johnson. Yeah, you sure that's a name? I'm not so sure about. Now I'm playing with you, big dog. For real. For real. Ferrari, right? Yo, there's so many of them. There's so many of them. And question, do you believe that your last name could be highlighted like that? I believe it. I totally believe it. If you don't believe it, it won't happen. If you don't believe it, it won't happen. You got to believe in yourself like nobody ever did. You got to believe in yourself. You got to take risks. You got to take calculated risks. You, J.P. Morgan, yep. JP, I think is one, and then Morgan might be the other one. Sam Walton from Walmart, yep. Hilton, yo, it's a lot of that. It's a whole lot of that. That's crazy. You say you had a member, and you know what's funny? He said I had a member. He said I was in boot camp who said his great grandfather was Schwab. Let me tell you what's crazy about that, right? Like Charles Schwab. It's not that his cousin or his great grandfather was Schwab. It was that he told you that. That's the crazy part. Why did he tell you that? Because it was worth talking about. He told you it because he was proud. He didn't tell you it because he wasn't proud. He told you because he was proud. He could have kept that to himself. He said, no, I'm proud of this. And I might meet somebody at boot camp who never gonna see me again. And I'm gonna tell him my last name is Schwab because my great grandfather started something crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's important. Chase, yep. Disney. That's probably the easiest one. I can't believe we didn't think of that. Right? Imagine you met somebody whose last name was Disney. You would be like, you mean like Walt? Like Mickey Mouse? Then be like, yeah, you know, I don't like to talk about it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And I want y'all to really think about that. Notice too, though, we trying to break out of the gamble zone, but it's really, really struggling to do so. You said, Mad Love at KJU taught you and you still learning. Family, I'm telling you this. If there's anything that you will really get good at from being in a university, it's this. Entries and exits. Entries and exits. Do you realize, we looking at the market right now, that you didn't jump into a bad play because you're waiting for the charts? You could have jumped into some calls and got smoked. You could have jumped into the puts right here and got smoked. The market ain't moving enough for calls and puts to make all of that much sense. So right now we just chilling. So since this is going green again and we're waiting and we're basically near a psychological level of 1 or 471, we just gotta chill. You said Keenan ignoring all of the graces? Nah. Nah. To be honest, sometimes the comments be flying, baby. He said grace. Shout out to, yo, come on, man. Come on, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, for real. But since the markets is just stagnating, one thing you gotta know and learn is you gotta be a sniper. When you a sniper, and imagine really being a sniper, if you shoot too soon, you can miss your target and make them aware of your position. If you shoot too late, you can miss your target and make them aware of your position. If you got a machine gun but you should have been a sniper, you wasting energy. You doing too much. So instead of that, we got to be snipers. The market ain't moving like it should. So what I'm going to do is wait for my entry and not battle it because I need the machine gun and light something up. So with that being said, I'm not going to jump into a trade because I'm just seeing, if I had to give it a grade, C minus entries. C minus entries. A plus entry would be the RSI is cool, above 50 on a call. We broke out of the gamble zone, got a confirmation. Or on the opposite side, basically the whole opposite. Confirmation on a put. RSI is under 50. MACD just crossed down. I don't see these things. So I'm seeing C plus, C minus kind of grades on these trades. So I'm going to be a sniper. And I'm not going to shoot yet. I'm going to chill. I'm going to let this one pass. So with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get up off this live stream. And I want y'all to at me, mention me in the chat if you got something to ask me specifically about any trades you might get in. But if you appreciate that, put a 1 in the chat. I love y'all, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.